everyone, JinLair here, back with the next game of Knights of Ren vs. JinLair PinkWings. Now I got some chicken. I'll be eating. Yeah, just a little bit messy on my plate. Let me just move it around a bit. Uh, I don't know why exactly. I'm gonna be a bit confused if the opponent. I mean, it might be just that we're not gonna play a best of 7, but instead of best of 3, and both people, and they were just gonna play it 1-1. Which is what's gonna happen if the opponent leaves, because it's an all-kill league. You play until you lose. So I mean, given how that game went, I don't. It wouldn't surprise me because I'm pretty certain that was on purpose. But if it wasn't on purpose, I would lose my head. I really do feel like I lost brain cells watching that game. So now we got Harroku versus some Protoss named Ugly. So yeah, this. I assume that. Hold on a sec. I'm actually gonna ask this question in Discord because if that's not the case, then this is kind of like BS. Alright, I asked it in Discord. I'll wait for a response. So now we got ZVP. And thank God, it looks like a normal game. I'm not gonna cringe any further. I'm not gonna lose any more brain cells. Thank God. I mean, I might lose a few. It's definitely possible, but I'm not gonna lose as much as last time, possibly. And yep, just cannon rush, cannon rush, cannon rush, cannon rush every game. And yep, when you know you're facing cannon rush, don't build hatch. It's gonna bring a drone down, just kind of see the probe coming across. Thinks that there's a hatch coming, but nope. Now I do actually remember one game that Harroku or someone else. I think it was. I feel like I want to say it was someone from FXP, but I'm not sure. It was he went proxy hatch in response. I don't think he's gonna do that this time because he didn't have a drone over there. I feel like that's kind of a bad play. Building the hatch there, like right away. I mean, I guess he is really confident. He kind of should be here. It's just I feel like it is a little over a year. I mean, if you do it that quickly, it doesn't matter if they build a Nexus or anything. Back at home, they can't do anything. He could actually attack the cannon from the other side, but it's not really going to matter here. He's going to lose a few lings, but he will clean this up. He actually won't unless he brings those 2 lings over. Oh, nope, just enough. And he could definitely bring this pro over, but he's not. And that's, this is pretty much going to be GG for Harroku. He's got about an 80% chance to win this game. His opponent, Harroku, has to make basically like 2 decent sized mistakes to be able to get his opponent back in it. And he's going to make 1 or 2 gigantic mistakes, and his opponent's in the lead. So yeah, roughly about 80 to 90% chance. Considering that his second base isn't quite up yet, and he's only got a spawning pool, and he also doesn't have a queen until just now, there's nothing he can do to sort of force this, especially if he gets the Overlord kill. That could be a small advantage. Like a triple gateway into, or actually no, 2 more gateways and a cyber core. But oh, he does still have a probe on the map. That's actually really huge because that means he can build a pylon, chrono out a warp gate, and then just warp in a bunch of units. But I've noticed a lot of people actually forget that proxy pylon is a thing that exists in this game because I think warp prism is the only thing. I've actually literally seen some people in Diamond as well as GM, believe it or not, actually say it's not humanly possible for Protoss to warp in across the map uh, without a warp prism, which is just beyond ignorant. It's just like, okay, yeah, you forgot that, for the entirety of Heart of the Swarm, we saw, some games with like 5, 6 proxy pylons. And by the way, proxy pylons does equally as good a job as warp prisms. In fact, in some situations, does a better job because when you're warping in with warp prism, your warp prism is by itself can easily be biled down, can easily be targeted if it's up front. I do like the proxy base, but and it definitely can work, but this is something that usually would work for me. And recently, I've been playing a lot of games where I'm like very ahead, and I'll be like, okay, the one way I lose this, how whenever I'm ahead, I always try to say to myself, how how do I lose this game? Because I'm so ahead, I have to mess up really badly to lose this game. So how do I do that? And one of those things is not scouting a proxy. Harroku, I think, is actually making a pretty big mistake, which is that he's making just a bunch of lings, and also isn't making. Okay, he does have a Bane Nest. I was about to say I didn't think he had a Bane Nest. If he doesn't have a Bane Nest, he can't break this. Even though he's only got one cannon, he could just force field it off. Did lose an Overseer or an Overlord. I don't know how, but that's also not that many Banelings. He could maybe kill the cannon and run in, which should work here. Okay, he's recall. I was about to say, why is this probe by himself? But yeah, recall the Nexus. I actually kind of like that play, and yeah, just a bit too many lings here. He's gonna GG out of it. So game 2, going to Harroku, and that's either 1-1 or 2-1. I'm pretty certain it's 2-1. If it's not 2-1, it's kind of just BS and shouldn't really be allowed. But we'll see. So I'll see you guys in the next game.